and I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. And I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. So they said they were walking out to press conference. I said, no, I said, I'm not going to, or we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, what, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a bitch. Got fired. And they put in place someone who was solid.
Wow. So Shokin got the boot. Investigations just fizzled, and the rest is history. Now, this revelation, uncovered in a CIA review ordered by Director John Ratcliffe, underscores the politicization of intelligence, keeping policymakers in the dark on Ukraine's discontent, as if the Biden family's overseas dealings needed even more red flags. Now, for more on this unfolding scandal, we turn to our next guest today, who's no stranger to finding the dirt on corrupt political dynasties. So joining us now is Eric Eggers, Vice President of the Government Accountability Institute. Eric, thank you for being here today.
Hey, Riley, finally,
Yes.
we have evidence of the politicization of the intelligence community. Who knew?
Exactly. To think, so Hunter Biden gets a cushy board seat on a Ukrainian natural gas company, even though he has no experience in energy and no knowledge of the field. Then that company comes under investigation, and Joe Biden goes on national television to brag about strong-arming the person investigating Burisma until he was fired. And then he just rides off into the sunset. Nothing happens, no accountability, no justice delivered, and the world just forgets about it, Eric. It's stupefying to me.
Well, the world didn't forget about it. The world was attempted to be reminded of it in the fall of 2020. There was a whole laptop worth of evidence about it, in fact, that came up. But then those same intelligence agencies that played ball and hid this dossier at Joe Biden's request also hid and suppressed, actually, the evidence of even further crimes and, I think, corrupt behavior on behalf of every member of the Biden family. Obviously, the Hunter Biden laptop would have been incredibly influential in the 2020 election. Riley, I don't think we have enough time, honestly, to go through just how big of a scandal and embarrassment the Biden vice presidency, and corrupt family is. But it's unsurprising that Joe Biden would have been actively involved in this case in helping to hide the actions and activities that would have made his family look embarrassing. But it's just further evidence of how intertwined Joe Biden's actions were with Hunter Biden's business connections. Remember, you just laid out the facts beautifully about Burisma. Remember, one of his other corrupt international business deals, this joint venture with China, happened when he flew on Air Force Two with his then vice president father, Joe. Joe meets with the vice president of China, and then 8 days later, Hunter gets this unprecedented deal with the CCP. So this has been happening for a long time, and it's good that we're finally starting to understand more about it.
Well, it's really peculiar because then you fast forward to Joe Biden's presidency and the icing on the cake, a sweeping, unprecedented, 11-year-long pardon for any crimes that may or may not have been committed from 2024 going all the way back to 2014. That is shocking to me, Eric, truly.
So this is a thing that, I want to be very clear. I don't have any actual evidence yet that this has occurred, but the timing of the pardons was very notable for this reason, Riley. And you're a smart guy, and your audience is very smart. We've kind of asked ourselves this question because we've written a number of books here at the Government Accountability Institute with Peter Schweitzer about the Biden family corruption. We've talked about Hunter and James and Jim and all these people. So why would the pardons go through the fall of 2024? And the one thing that we know is the Biden business model relies on making money off of the threat or actual actions of Joe Biden. And so what was Joe Biden doing in 2024 that the Biden family could have made money on? And when you consider that the one thing he did was when the polls showed after that embarrassing debate that he was about to get trounced, there was this delay. And obviously somebody somehow made the most powerful man in the world, the president of the United States, step down from his re-election campaign.